So I got a package in the mail. I'm gonna open it on camera. So a company called Creative Development sent me a product to test and review. And I thought it'd be a good idea to open it up on film so that you guys get to see everything that's included in the package. And I'm going to be using my Black Feather Journey, so let's go ahead and get started. Well, I guess I don't need that anymore. All right. So this is a Primitive Fire starter bow drill kit. So it's a company called Primitive Fire, and Creative Development sells some of their products. That's what I was told. And one product that they specifically asked me to try out and they sent is a starter bow drill kit. So this is it. That's all that's in the box. So let's pull this apart and see what's in it. So the bow drill starter kit comes with a bow with string already attached. Comes with 2 spindles, a hearth board with a notch already cut into it. You've got a bearing block, a piece of leather to catch your coal, and a hank of jute cordage. They also include instructions. And all of the components, except for the bow, of course, fit in a pretty heavy-duty Ziploc bag that they send you. Well, let's get out there and actually use this thing. We're out on a day hike. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, nice and gray, not too sunny. I lugged my entire bushcraft kit with me to see kind of how this new pack rides and how it feels. But we've made it to the top of this hill. We're not going to bother with that one behind me because it's huge. And I'm going to make up some pine needle tea for me and my wife to share. So now is a perfect time to try out that bow drill starter kit that Creative Development sent me. I know it'd be easier to use something like a lighter, but I'm not going to bring an entire bushcraft kit and not put it to use. So let's get started. Whoa. So this is my Hidden Woodsman day ruck. So far, I'm enjoying it. It's definitely big enough to store all my kit. So here's the pack with a Primitive Fire starter kit. I also packed the bow, so build a little raft here. Now that my fire is prepped, I've got my feathers all ready. It's time to make the actual ember using the Primitive Fire starter bow drill kit. I could gather some tinder, make a tinder bundle, but they supply you with a hank of jute cordage, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to make that before I even start with the bow drill. So let's get all these pieces out. Pull all these pieces apart until they're the individual fibers, and then try to roll it between my hands to try to fluff it up as much as I can. Oops, let's not let that drop. I'm only going to need 1 spindle. It's already got my notch cut, so I'm going to try this out. Let's put our piece of leather down. Step on it. The spindle you want to keep as straight as possible so that it goes straight down and doesn't move at an angle. So let's go ahead and see how well we can. It's nice and tight. Let's see how well this works. Then I'm going to use the full length of the bow back and forth. It doesn't have to be fast right now because right now I'm just heating it up, trying to keep things straight. And as soon as I start seeing good smoke, then I can start speeding things up. think that is our coal. Huh. So it's gone out, which is pretty normal when it comes to friction fire. The reason for that, let's see if we can get a close-up and show you here what happened. All right, so see what happened to my spindle, how it has that nub there at the end? That to me shows that the notch was too deep and too narrow. So what I think I'm going to do is cut a new hole with a new notch and go through that process to see if we can't get a good coal that way. Alright, so this is not a bow drill tutorial video, this is a review. So if you're looking for a bow drill tutorial, I will be making one in the future. I've carved a new end, put a divot into the hearth, aimed it in the direction I'm used to, and now we're going to try this again and see if this helps. Well, I've tried 4 different times, and I'm not having success, so I'm going to switch from using the tinder material they've provided to something that I brought along. And this is a little trick that I learned from, I think, Joe Mobley from Feral Woodcraft. We're going to see if it helps us out today. This, ladies and gentlemen, is my bushcraft fire kit. In this pouch I have some rolled up char cloth. Now if I can get the char cloth to ember, it'll last longer than the wood fiber that's provided from the set. All right, char cloth is lit. Aha! Finally have some fire. Huzzah! Well, 4 tries later and we got a fire going. The kit worked. The starter kit worked really well. There are some things I would maybe do to improve it, and other things that I would add to it to make it more successful, but I know a lot of the reason that it didn't perform quite as well as it probably should have is because we are in a higher elevation. That has a huge effect on your success with bow drill. We're well above the city. For a starter kit, I think it works great. I mean, you can do almost anything, or you have almost everything you need to start your fire. One of the first things I would probably improve on the kit is the placement of the or the depth of the notch in the hearth board. If it was a little bit shallower, the ember has a better chance of not just spilling out and getting caught in there. Those contradicted themselves, but if you watch the footage, you'll kind of see that as I was with the notch that was provided, the ember got caught, and as I tried to knock it out, it just dumped it all over the place. So probably the improvement of the notch would be the first thing. And the other thing, maybe a different type of tinder source. Jute cordage is nice, but it's actually not, if it's the thicker kind, it doesn't fluff up as easily, and to get it nice and fluffy you have to really work with it. And for people who hike around, or maybe it's summertime, you're probably going to sweat, and that's going to make it get damp and stuff like that. So those would be the the two major things that I would probably improve with the kit. Everything else worked pretty well. I enjoyed using it. I was able to get several coals out of one hole that I carved. So if you're looking for a starter kit, I would definitely recommend the Primitive Fire starter bow drill kit. You know, if you don't have access to the right kind of wood, or if you've never done one before, they're handy to have, and you can do a lot with them. Thanks again, Creative Developments, for sending me this bow drill starter kit. If you viewers want to try it out, definitely purchase through their Amazon store. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, for your support, for comments and likes and shares. Hit the little bell button under the video, and it'll notify you when we put new content out. And yeah, other than that, that's all we have for today. We will see you in the next one. Take care.